Hi everyone, welcome back to Growing Hands OT, and today's video is about organizational tips for OTs in the school setting. In the school setting, there are therapists who are employees and therapists who are contractors. Therapists who are employees get monetarily compensated for paperwork. However, contractors don't. Contractors only get compensated for the treatment time. Because of that, contractors need to use their time wisely so that their time is not wasted. Although employees do get compensated for paperwork time, however, they have limited time to complete their paperwork as well. So hopefully these tips are beneficial to both employees and contractors. So I find that the best way to get organized and to keep organized is to manage your time well. And the best way to do that is to set yourself up right in the beginning of the school year. Although employees and contractors can benefit from all these tips I'm about to give you, this tip would benefit contractors the most because I'm gearing it more toward contractors. However, I feel like if you are a therapist working in the school system, you will benefit from these tips as well. If you are a contractor, there are two ways of getting your school contract. One is from an agency and the other one is through an RSA. Today we'll focus more on the school contract only because the RSA contract is a little different. The steps are a little bit different in the beginning. There's a little more to do. And maybe I can do a video about that separately. The beginning steps are different compared to the school contract. However, once you're in the school, these tips I am about to share will be beneficial for you as well. So let's say the agency contact you to tell you that they have a school for you. Once you accept the school, then the agency will contact the district and attach your name to the school. But in order to do that, there are preliminary steps you have to take in order for that to happen. But we're not talking about that at the moment. So let's just assume that you are already fingerprinted, all your information are already provided, and you are ready to go. So now you're ready for a school. Then they contact the school district and they find your information in their system and they attach your name to that caseload. And that is very important. They do that right away because this is the only way you'll be able to access all the children in that caseload's information. And the place you access that information from is called CSIS. And CSIS stands for Special Education Students Information System. That's where all the children who have IEPs have their information. And IEP stands for Individualized Education Program. The IEP is where the information of each child is in. You'll find their prior level of function, all the evaluation that were done for them. What you want to do is go to each individual student's profile and do a quick review of their information. And you want to look at their goals and jot down their goals in your notebook. Jot that down so that when you go to the school and you're actually seeing the child, you'll have that visual in front of you. So you already know what that child needs to work on. You know what you need to look at. So once that's done, the agency will email you the caseload. Or if the agency has a portal, instead you will refer to the portal for the information that you need and print them out. Sometimes the agency may ask you if you want to go visit the school first, or you may want to go visit the school first. And other times the principals may want to meet you first. So once the school is attached to you, now it is your caseload. Now everything else is up to you how you move forward. If you decide to go to the school the first day you're starting treatment, I would suggest to go a couple of hours before. If not, I would suggest that you go a day before. And this is why. The reason why you want to go a couple of hours before the day of treatment or a day before the day of treatment is to gather some information that is very, very crucial for you to use in order for you to stay organized, to get organized. So now you have your caseload and decide, I want to go see the school first. It may be because you just want to go see the school, or it may be because you just want to prep. I like to go a day before I start because that way I get to obtain some information that I need so I can prep. So now I know the school, I have my information, I have my caseload. I go to the school, I go to the office, I introduce myself. Sometimes I have a contact name, sometimes I don't. I would ask for the contact name, and if I don't have it, automatically they would know who I need to meet with. They would come to the office and introduce themselves. Oftentimes, I don't meet with the principal, I meet with someone from the IEP team. Okay, so now I meet them, I introduce myself, and I have my caseload. And I will just talk to them and say, okay, this is my caseload. Do you have another caseload? Oftentimes, they come down with their own caseload, and we compare to make sure all the students that need therapy services are covered. Now, if there are students in their caseload that are not in my caseload, I will jot the information down and refer it to the agency, only because I am not allowed to start seeing that child for any reason until that child is processed through the district and attached to my name as their therapist. Once that's done, you'll get assigned a mailbox, and if not, you can ask. Sometimes they have their own administration stuff that they have to take care of with you. They'll ask you for contact information, or they'll ask you what days, or sometimes they'll ask you to punch in. They'll probably have you fill out a contact form. Whatever is necessary for the school, they will do that right there and then. Now you will be asking for what you need, okay? And you will need a copy of a master list of all the students in the school. You will need a copy of a lunch schedule, a bell schedule, and from the coordinator, you need a list of the upcoming annual progress report. Okay, so once the administration stuff is out of the way, then you get a tour because you need to know where you will be providing treatment, and you need to know how the building works, where the classes are, where the grades are, where gym is, and where lunchroom is. You need to familiarize yourself where everything is so that when it's time for you to start treatment, you know exactly where you're going so that you're not wasting any time. Before you start treating students, you need to work on some type of mock schedule. You need to work on your schedule so that it's an easier flow for you. Even though it won't be a set schedule, but putting it on paper, organizing it for like that first week will be easier for you to stay on track because there's a lot you have to do in the beginning. And if you don't have a easy flow, if you're not organized, it will be very difficult for you and stressful for you. And I don't want that for you. And this is why I'm sharing these tips with you, okay? You should work on your schedule before treating any students. Some materials and equipment that you will need. You will need writing tools. You will need a notebook. You will need access to a computer with Wi-Fi. And you will need access to a printer. Now you see all the things that you have to do prior to starting treatment. Now this is why I advise that you come earlier or a day before. Okay, so now that you finish seeing all of your students for the day, I would advise to write your note on the first day. It doesn't matter if you decide to do it at the school or at home, as long as you do it the day of. So that way the next day you'll start fresh. So you're ready to write your notes. Now you have to go into CSIS to do so. Once you finish writing the note, if not each day, at least at the end of the week, be sure to do your billing sheet. Doing your billing sheet the first week of treatment is very important to help you stay organized, because there's one more step you have to take. The next step is to do your first attend. Your first attend is done on CSIS also. Basically, what you're doing is putting the first date that you provided treatment for each child. I would suggest you see all of your students within that week, because you don't get a lot of time to do the first attend. I believe it might be 5 days from the day you're assigned the caseload, if I'm not mistaken. Even if you don't do it within the window of time, you can still do it. However, when you do it late, you have to provide extra information. You have to give a reason why you started treatment so late. It's just tedious and more work. So if you can do everything within the window of time, I would suggest you do that, just so it's less work for you. Okay, I know that was a lot. I hope you were able to follow. Hopefully these tips are beneficial to you as you start your school year. And comment below if you have any organizational tips that works for you in the beginning of the school year. I would love to hear from you, and I would love to learn from you so we can all grow together. Until next time, I will see you